Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us as we are about to go straight on now to our discussion this morning. And I'm glad to let you know that my guests are already seated. We're taking a look at a very, very important topic this morning. Vice President or former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and of course the presidency. It's been trade of words. It's been accusations and counter accusations starting since Monday morning up till today. That is why we're taking a look at a topic, of course, credited to Atiku. Hardship, alarming hunger, revolution looms in Nigeria, says the former vice president. Now, former vice president Atiku Abubakar has warned that worsening hunger and poverty in Nigeria could spark a people's revolution if urgent steps are not taken to address the crisis. Now, the former vice president drew parallels with historical uprising triggered by economic hardship, cautioning that Nigeria could face similar unrest if the situation continues unchecked. Now, he criticized the Tinubu administration's economic reform, saying they lacked a human face. According to him, whatever reform the Tinubu government might claim to be undertaking, the point remains that food insecurity is a daily occurrence nationwide. Despite government assurances, Atiku insists that history shows poverty and hunger are the greatest triggers of unrest. He urged leaders to treat the crisis as a national emergency. So, once again, I want to welcome you to this part of the show. And our topic, hardship, alarming hunger, revolution looms in Nigeria, says Atiku. I have two friends in the house. Start with Dr. Suleiman. Salihu Abdullahi is a public affairs analyst with several degrees in different fields of discipline. Is a senior citizen who has worked across various fields with tremendous wealth of experience and a technocrat per excellence. It's so nice to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure being with you.
It's been a while.
Morning,
you traveled?
I traveled.
You traveled
really.
out of Abuja.
Yes.
You just came back.
Out of the country, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm expecting my chocolate. Everybody had that right here.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you very much.
And I have another guest, a gentleman. Ismaila Babatunde is the founder of Shore Governance Movement. His work focuses on advancing environmental protection, climate action, good governance, and human rights. It's so nice to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Social affairs analyst, public affairs analyst. So, gentlemen, the discussion is right about now. Atiku and, of course, the presidency has been back and forth. But we're all Nigerians, and we are faced with situations like this. The reality has become our way of life, our attitude, our character. The situation in Nigeria is something we wear as a coat over us, and everyone is aware of what is going on. But we need to keep talking about these situations, especially for shows created like this to, interface between Nigerians and government, and of course bring out issues that affect us as a people daily on the show. I want to start, of course, with you, Ismaila. Again, we have Atiku and, of course, the federal government. Sometimes when we hear comments made like this, a lot of things go through our minds. We are never too far from the political undertone of certain statements, even though sometimes it may be a reality. But again, people have their views. The reason why you're here to give us yours as a mouthpiece for some who would agree with you, on issues like this. So let us dissect Atiku's comments once again. Of course, he says hardship and alarming hunger may just trigger a revolution. So I really want your take on that vis-a-vis the Nigerian government's reaction to the statement.
Yeah, I think for me, revolution has already started in the minds of so many Nigerians.
Okay.
And we just have to the government need to respond very fast, because when, like for me, presently I'm doing advocacy about trying to get people to take part in their civic role, like the continuous voters registration. And when we do this sensitization, and the conversation on the table right now is about the survival, not about the development.
Survival,
yeah,
not development.
Not development. Some of them will say, so are you now going to give us something that we'll eat after all of this? But I said, well, I do not have the financial capacity to do that. So when such conversation is already taking place at the grassroots, when hunger, a hungry citizen is already hungered. Now a citizen that is hungry is very, very unpredictable. Anything can happen. So for me, I think the government, I learned the government is doing quite a bit of stuff, but then they promised us renewed hope. But how is this renewed hope translating into food, providing basic amenities and food on the table to average and common Nigerians?
Now, let me stop you a little bit there, because you've taken us somewhere I wanted to actually talk about. Since you already preempted that, let us just go straight to it. You talk about renewed hope. You also have said that the revolution to you has started in the heart and mind of some Nigerians. Now, when you talk about renewed hope, which is more or less the foundation of the Tinubu administration, what do you, in your own opinion as a Nigerian, what should that have translated to by this administration? What do you understand by the renewed hope agenda, by not just Tinubu or any government that would have come up to actually sell that to the people? As a Nigerian, what do you expect as a renewed hope?
Okay, I think it's a policy direction for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which he has laid down. And I want to see the renewed hope beyond speeches and comments into translating to practicable actions.
What actions? What practicality are you talking about?
Practicality, first of all, reduction in food prices, reduction in inflation, cost of living, access to opportunities, access to basic amenities, healthcare, education, because today our education is actually in crisis.
Okay.
So these are some of the things that I expect that the government of the day will step up actions to see how they can drive some of this reform and bring succor to Nigerians. So part of this is by way of providing subsidy to some basic amenities. Even I learned about the student loan, which is a bit fair to Nigerians, but then again, it's something that the students are still going to repay back. So this means that after they finish their school, and what if they do not get the job? So that is where the government needs to create employment opportunities for graduates to be gainfully employed. So these are for me, these are areas that I look forward to the government of the day to see how they can take action, to see how they will address all of this.
Okay, let me go on now to, I want to thank you for starting on that note with us this morning. Let me now move on to my other guest, Salihu, this morning. So the topic, hardship, alarming hunger, Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president, has warned, or it's like, should I say, according to him, a clarion call that, you know what, instances like this may just lead to revolution. He didn't say Nigerians will actually do that, but he actually used the French Revolution, he inferred to the French Revolution. We do not want to see that. Over the Nepal, there was a recent uprising in Nepal recently, and CSOs are referring also to that incident that happened in Nepal. I was shocked to discover that 2 Nigerians are actually in prison there in Nepal. They've been recaptured according to information But let us take a look. I really want your reaction to Atiku Abubakar's comments. Is it some people will say, oh, it's political. There's always a political undertone in every statement given. But as a Nigerian, I would want you to react to his statement. Do you think he is right at this time, or is there something else he is trying to tell Nigerians?
It's no longer in news. There is hardship in the land. There is hunger in the land. Nigerians are suffering. Please, I stand to be corrected from anybody within the government cycle. What relief have this government brought to Nigerians? Can you please mention 3? Infrastructure, educational, in the water sector, health sector, agricultural sector, security. What are we saying? People have been harassed and intimidated for free of information, for speaking out. Then tell me, what is the essence of democracy? So the issue of hardship in the land, of course, is no longer a story. There's hunger, yes, there's hunger everywhere. You look at the alarming increase in what? In crime and criminality. It's increasing on a daily basis. Inflation is increasing. Threat to life and property is increasing. People no longer respect rules and regulation as expected by the, stipulated by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Civil servants are no longer civil servants. We used to know. Corruption everywhere. What are we saying? The president said it himself, that we have increased the monthly allocation to the state governments. What are the state governors doing with it? That shows he admitted there is some problem there. There's a bottleneck. And how do you address this? From the federal level to state level, local government chairman have said, look, the local government allocation is still being coordinated, operated by the state governments. Then where is democracy? How do you run the 3 arms of government? Go to the legislators. That is the center engine room of corruption. What are they doing? Can you please, as a journalist, within the last 3 months, tell me what are the legislative activities of the legislators in Nigeria? If not to share money. So when we are trying to address one issue, they brought another one to cover up the other one. Look, if you want to know the mess we are into today, anytime from 7 p.m. listening to all news from all over the country, it's negative, 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 negative. Then when are we going to have the hope alive? Where is the hope alive? Where is the new changes? Where is the new hope? Promised by Mr. President. Are you talking of power? By January, you'll be paying tax 10% after buying fuel of 5,000. You pay 500 naira. 50 liters, 50,000. You pay 5,000. Is that the relief measures? Where is the employment? What nonsense are you telling me about educational loan? Do I need your loan to go to school? Make the facilities available. The school are there. I'm a credible student. I know what to do to pass my exams. I read. And my parents are there. You don't need to give me loan. So what are we saying? Where is the new hope? Where is the Mr. President agenda? What are they doing? And let me tell you, I've said it and said it again. They are not speaking to us. It is when opposition come out to speak, you see them trying to cover up and attacking the speaker. Look, we are talking of revolution. I am telling you, Nigerians have tasted physical revolution. And thank God to keep this country united. The military, the police, all the military personnel were able to be on their toes. And it has been curtailed. Thank God we still have one Nigeria. But what is ahead of us, I believe what Mr. the former vice president is saying it's not physical revolution. We are talking of political revolution.
Political revolution. Okay. Well,
because
how do you break that
if you
down?
look at it,
When you talk about political revolution, the layman on the streets, the common man, or those watching would really want you to let us understand what you mean by that. If it's not physical revolution, thank God, that is not what we desire for our nation. What is a political revolution?
very good. Look, Nigerians are becoming more democratic than ever. They know their strength lies on what? On the ballot box. It is the period of getting registration with the INEC. So now Atiku is indirectly telling you, go there, get your PVC, and prepare for the next coming election. To me, that's what he's saying.
Okay.
He's indirectly gingering these people, Nigerians, peppering Nigerians to prepare for what? For the election coming ahead.
Not physical revolution.
No.
Please get that right.
Get it right. You should be conscious of what? Of the political activities of your leaders. That they are not upright. They are not being sincere to us. They have not given us the renewed hope agenda they promised us. So the only strength you have is that, look, be prepared 2027, you have your PVC, get it right now. If you are not registered, go now, get registered, and be prepared for that day.
Now, let me go to my other guest, Babatunde. You've heard Salihu tell us that the revolution that Atiku is talking about is not a physical revolution, but a political revolution. I just want to find out, of course, he has said that, you know, get registered. Like I said before you guys came in, the people are the ones with the power. You hold the power. You know, we need to reorientate ourselves. We need to clear our minds. The people hold the power. And the only way that you can actually have your say at this particular time in our nation as we prepare for the next election is to get registered. And of course, you have your card. You move this way. So when the time is right, you put in the people that you know will serve you. Now, political revolution, that's what he says. I don't know if you agree with that, or if you don't, what do you have to say in terms of your reaction?
I think I quite agree that we are in the period where we enter a political revolution. If only many of the masses will understand that it is a window of opportunity for them to cast their ballot, that they should get registered with their PVC and be able to defend their vote after casting it. So I agree with Mr. Salihu that we're in the line of a political revolution. And again, I also want to, will I say, plead or solicit to my fellow Nigerian youths that this is time we make up the large population of Nigerians. And many Nigerian youth are not still registered with the INEC. So I want to plead with them to come up strongly to ensure that, like for we Ensure Governance, we want to see how we can mobilize additional 2 million voters into the INEC registration. That is why we've been out for the sensitization for a couple of weeks now. So I think they also need to understand that the only way, I am also an advocate of peace. I want them to not just put their frustration into physical action by maybe damaging properties, but we should do it through their ballot. So this is a window of opportunity for them to express what they feel at the ballot. They should dialogue. They should have a town hall. They should have a discussion with their leaders or their representative to see how they can hold them to account. And again, they should also not demand for any stipend or anything from anybody that is willing or that is showing interest from any aspirant, in a nutshell, so that by the time they get there, they would be able to serve them. Because by the time they already make a demand from them, because I'm already seeing this at the grassroots, but I won't totally blame them because of stomach infrastructure. So by the time this person gets there, he or she will be able to serve them properly. And even they themselves will be able to demand, they will be able to ask this person to account for his stewardship. So I want to beg Nigerians, and most especially Nigerian youth and the women and people with disability, that they should ensure that they do the needful by exercising their civic responsibility by
at the appropriate time.
Yeah, at the appropriate time. Yeah.
If you just joined us, it is the press. I have a full house this morning as we take a look at the topic: hardship and alarming hunger revolution looms in Nigeria, says Atiku. We'll take a short break, and when we return, the phone lines will be open so you can call in. Gideon already is calling from Lagos. Please, let me take this call before we go on a short break. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Gideon. Yeah, Gideon, good morning. Yeah, go ahead, Gideon.
You said what Atiku is saying is 100% right. Like, in Nigeria now, everybody made up. They are already comfortable, so they are happy. They are already having it. Political situation cannot solve it. When it comes to the term of the nation now, what I will tell you is that happened in 2027, you will see no turnout of people to vote.
Why? Why would there be low turnout of people to vote? Why? Why do you think so?
People are disappointed in the government. People are disappointed security-wise. They are facing more hardship day in, day out. Let's talk about that fuel. Fuel is the keyhole of the economy. Fuel is the keyhole of an ordinary person. Do you understand? There's no electricity provided for the ordinary person. Look, Nigerians, we are hard-working people. We can provide that for ourselves. Let the government continue looking. But they should try and provide us the major things. Let them give us light. Let them give us good roads. You know, let them give us air. Let them embrace whatever they want to embezzle. Let them give us fuel. This 5% or increase of a tax or no tax by January. Let them just tell us that they are increasing the fuel price, fuel pump to 1,005. No need of any tax. What kind of tax is that? We are the receiving aid. The masses are the person that people pay contributing money. Yes, people are suffering. Atiku is right. We should not say Atiku is talking about political and no, nobody, everybody is government that they are election. Yes.
Okay, so that is our first caller from Lagos, Gideon. So please, we'll take a short break, like I said earlier, and when we return, all the phone calls can come in and you can be part of the conversation. Let's take that break now.
A world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information. You can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Reaching you live from the Abuja studios.
On The Punch for this morning. The Blueprint newspaper, Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sports, entertainment, weather forecasts, and lots more in the local city, across all states, and across all countries. Showing daily on Star Times, Channel 124, 9 a.m. West African time, only on Kaftan TV. Stay connected with us.
That he said it is a reason why I will not do it. I pursue the federal government to pay us our damages.
YouTube, Kaftan TV.
A very tricky one. And then the bottom line is this.
Website www.kaftan.tv.
Point is, the youth must come together. The pendulum can swing in your favor.
Instagram, Kaftan_TV. Kaftan TV. Imagine a beautiful world.
Yes, welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. The phone lines are open now. You can call in and be part of the conversation. We already had our first caller, Gideon from Lagos. Gideon, we appreciate you for starting. Gideon is calling back again. Gideon, please, you give our other callers the opportunity to call in. So I'm going to take the call now. So Gideon, go ahead. You have more to say?
Yeah.
Okay, just 60 seconds.
You see, what Atiku is saying is that they are outside now addressing Nigerians in one thing or the other. Yes, Atiku is right. When the government, they are not coming out to speak out, to address the nation, to tell us, but when an opposition come out to say, they will start criticizing. But what Atiku is saying now is one. When he was there, what do they do to Nigeria? When they are outside, they will start preaching. Immediately they are in that asshole rock. Maybe there's one spirit there. They will start doing, they will never remember Nigerians again. You start seeing the other side of them. They will not know if somebody is eating from dustbin. See, let me tell you, people are started eating from the dustbin in Nigeria now. They are started eating from the dustbin. The hunger in the land is so much. See, look at pensioners, they are not paying them. Look at where people can sort out money to take care of their needs. They are not paying them. Look at 70% that they say increase the salary. Most states they have not paid. Some people have not even received it. Yes, they continue borrowing money. Borrowing money to do what?
That's the big question that he just asked now. Borrowing money to do what? Our caller called before the break, called again. I want us to really feel the passion of our caller. Of course, we must not forget what Babatunde told us about, asking Nigerian youth to ensure that, they go out and change the narrative. But our caller has said that come 2027, the next election, he doesn't see a turnout of Nigerians coming out to vote because, again, the apathy continues. Because from what I get from him is a lack of trust for INEC, lack of trust for those authority, lack of trust of their vote counting. And this goes on and on. We need to address these issues. We can't stop talking about them because, again, this is the only nation we have with Nigerians, and this is home. I want your reaction on Gideon's call, of course, backing it up with what Babatunde said.
You see, let's look at it. That statement, revolution looms in Nigeria. I said it's a political revolution. He is telling the government of the day, ADC is already on the board. PDP are putting their acts together. And these people are trying to unite to form a very serious opposition. Then they are becoming conscious of the unconsciousness. Nigeria are becoming more realistic politically. So now, the government of the day then, during President Ismaila Jonathan, was taken over by President Muhammad Buhari. The same statistics could be adopted. So the problem, Nigeria have faith in our institutions, but they lost faith in our leaders. The institution that brought in Buhari was the institution that brought in Tinubu. It was the same institution that brought in Ismaila Jonathan. And Ismaila Jonathan, honorably handed over power to Buhari. So I don't see the reason why we should have any, fear or skeleton in our cupboard that, look, if the opposition, eventually win, Mr. President will not hand over. Of course, let the opposition do their bidding well and tell the Nigerians this is what we are going to do different. And if it is business as usual, I'm telling you, Nigeria will come in the next 4 years. Say, look, we have lost confidence in the institutions, not much in the institution also, but in our leaders. Because you look at it, if it is that, why are they chasing Erufai here and there?
Okay.
You understand now?
We'll just take a breather to take this call. Hello, Rabiu Salihu from Katsina.
Sister, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for calling in.
Good morning,
Yes.
Good morning, Captain TV and your guest.
Thank you. So go ahead with your contribution. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Talking about the hardship, alarming hunger. So this is undeniable. Hardship there is hardship in every part of the country, particularly in the north. because the government policy, sometimes government can create policy which is good for the citizens if it is properly implemented. But due to some certain things, so things have changed. But when you came to the north, what is the major problem bedeviling the north of insecurity and the poverty is bedeviling the entire north. The skyrocketing price of commodities, food items, transportation. For instance, for here, where I am talking now, I am in Katana presently. You cannot go even in the daytime 20 kilometers from Katana to everywhere, every corner you are impaired because you are afraid of being killed or kidnapped or shoot. So what is one thing that the government needs to concentrate and ameliorate to protect the people and the citizens? Since the removal of subsidy from Eagle Square last week ago, people enter into untold hardship. Everything has skyrocketed in terms of price and commodity. The school, most of the school we have in the far north, besides large number of out of school children cannot affordable to the students. Most of the schools. So the government has to reduce the price of registration and create a policy that will help the farmer. Since we are the ones that do the queue and vote for the students, under the song, we do the queue because we have confidence on them.
Okay. So thank you, Rabiu. Rabiu says he has confidence in the government. But he said something that the policies should be that it is now important for the government to create policies that would focus on the poor.
Yeah.
Policies that will focus on the poor. That really hits.
I think Nigeria presently is at a equilibrium of frustration and hope. And if frustration wins, then it becomes a full-blown revolution. But if hope wins, which I am foreseeing that hope has begun to materialize, but still at the equilibrium, because Dr. Ngozi Iweala just said Nigeria has achieved a bit of stability, now is to focus on a social safety net. So if the government policy, if they could translate that into actions that will affect poor Nigerians in terms of securing Nigerian security for the farmers and providing necessary agricultural infrastructure in a subsidized way to farmers and also increase the number of their what will I call it? Is it the CNG, compressed natural gas, and expand it? I believe there will be a succor in the very shortest possible time. Okay,
let us take another call from Maiduguri. Mohammed from Maiduguri, go ahead with your contribution. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. Good morning to your guest.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm watching your program. You know, we here, we are Captain political party. How do I call it? Captain Allies. Captain TV Allies. So, you are
Captain Parliament. Yes.
You know, so, listen to both of your guests' comments. But the truth of the matter is that me, I'm a Maiduguri man, but I'm a Lagosian. So I know Lagos. And Lagosians usually calculate their calculation based on the life and the activities of Lagos. That is what affects this government in the first place. They don't listen to us. If you are listening to us, you don't need to bring in policy and programs that are more suitable to Lagos other than other parts of the country. This is one of the things I will still say it because Nigeria is bigger than Lagos. Many of these government policies that are aligned to IMF and World Bank can only be sustained in Lagos and in some parts of the southern part of the country, but not in the interior part of the country. Nigeria is one nation. We will never allow Nigeria to break in any form. Those who are looking for trouble to Nigeria will say no to them. Nigeria must remain as a nation. So that is the reason why a person like me, I voted for President Bola Tinubu because I was in Lagos. I voted for him as the governor. Now I still vote for him as the president. So the point here is this: President Bola Tinubu is good, but he lacks one thing: cohesion, togetherness. Carry people from every part of the country to form his team. So look at what is happening in this federal government now. Actually, every important department and the program, whatever, are negotiable. people that are talented in Calabar, in Upper Ibom, in everywhere in Nigeria. Why don't you bring them so that we put heads together? During this letter, President Buhari, may his rest in peace. His wife is from Yola. The chief of staff, Gambari, is from Ilorin. This man, this book to reveal now. Who is in Bina? And tell everybody is a question. What is this for?
Okay, so that's another. I want your reaction to that. You know, before the call, we, of course, reacting to another call where there's a need for the policies to reflect the poor, policies that will jump from the papers to reality. And this caller has told us now that it appears that the policies given, policies geared towards one part of the country, or it is taken from Lagos, because Tinubu was a governor in Lagos State, and he also inferred those in governance to be from one particular part of the nation and not spread across all. I don't know if you agree with that, that probably that is part of what the problem is. The policies do not reflect wholly Nigeria, but just a sectional part.
Let me tell you, I'm a student of leadership and strategic studies. I'm a student of what? International relations. And a student of what? Development internationally. Understand now? I want you to understand what they mentioned about Okonjo Iweala. Okonjo Iweala responded to what? To the sociology behavior of Nigeria in terms of the hardship we find ourselves. Nigerians are adapting to the hardship because we have no country more than Nigeria. That is what she's responding to. You understand now? Let me tell you, what has changed in Nigeria? Did inflation come down? Do you have end inflation? Will inflation continue to increase? Do we have improvement in what? In unemployment? Unemployment is still increasing side. Insecurity, challenges here and there. Political crisis here and there. Where is the so-called coming from? What policy are you telling me? You understand now? Policy after 2 years of this administration, they have found it difficult to establish a practical headway of a policy that will bring relief to Nigerians. If we said that APC then before Jonathan is the hope of Nigerians, and we now came back to realize, look, Jonathan is 100% better than Buhari administration. Now we said, look, Tinubu is going to give us the answer. Renew Hope agenda. Tinubu is worse than Buhari. Why can't we say the truth? What policy? But still the same APC. What has changed today? Look at our currency. Is it has it been devalued, or we have a increase in the value of our Nigerian currency compared to a dollar in those days? Because that's the aspect we used to change. You understand now? What is the influx of what? Of foreign investors in Nigeria? Companies are folding. Where is Pfizer? Where is a lot of companies, pharmaceutical companies are folding in Nigeria? Where is the textile industry? What is Nigerian government policy in reviving most of this country? We have those industrial layout in Lagos. Where are they today?
Okay.
You understand now? We talk of policy. What policy are you telling me? Do you tell me about policy? Look, let's be realistic. You understand? I'm not attacking the government. If the government is there doing the right thing, I will tell you, look, we need to appreciate. I will tell you this way out. But the government have lost direction, have no clear policy that, look, this is our policy and this is what we want to do for the nation. All what they are doing is, look, if we come out to attack the government, they find a way to attack you back.
Now, let me give a chance to Babatunde because of time. So I'm going to ask the question now. We've established here now that it is a political revolution, not physical revolution, in terms of destruction, fighting, killings, burning, maiming. That is not what Atiku is inferring here. It is political awakening. We've established here also that, you know what, your vote is your power. We've established that the Nigerian youth need to go beyond rhetoric to action. You wake up, you take your bath and go get registered come 2027 or any election where you bring in political people, you elect a political representative, you have to be there to pick those that will serve you and not those that will give you a bag of rice and Ankara, and at the end of the day you have no say. You look the other way and you let them have their way, or 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000, and you will not have your voice. Now let us find a solution because of time. What should be the way forward in situations like this after all we've established today because of time?
Okay, I think Nigerians in general and citizens in general should prioritize competency, capacity and character by choosing when deciding who leads them. And again, we need to have confidence in the Independent National Electoral Commission because we have no any other.
There is apathy. Babatunde, there is apathy. There is no trust. How do we change that? Because they are watching.
Now we need to, that is why we are doing our best from the angle of the civil society organization. We are doing back-to-back advocacy, sensitization, voters education. Like for us at the Shore Governance Movement, we are trying to mobilize additional 2 million voters to make sure that these 2 million voters add up to the previous ones that they've cast their ballot. We are not there to influence who they want to vote for, but our own is to bridge the gap so that just to address the issue of voter apathy.
How do we get the Nigerian youth involved in the change that we desire for this nation? What's the solution?
The solution is to engage, is to call them, is to dialogue with them, is to reach out to Nigerian youths from the associations, because they all have some Nigerian Union of Nigerian Students Union, Nigerian Youth Council. There are a lot of some of these associations that goes beyond some of these at the age bracket of the Keke riders, the Okada riders. Majority of them are youth, so we can reach out to them one after the other. So these are methods that we are adopting in reaching out to do our sensitization and advocacy to the Nigerian youth.
What is expected of the Nigerian youth towards the change they desire?
They have to come out to cast their ballot, get their PVC, register, get your PVC, and ensure on that election that you come out to cast your ballot, and also stay and ensure that your vote counts before you leave your polling units.
So there needs to be monitoring. It's not enough to come out and cast their vote and just go home.
No,
they should hang around peacefully to ensure that it counts. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So Salihu, it's next to you. What should we do? What's the solution? You've made us understand now that it is a political revolution, not a physical revolution. We're addressing the Nigerian youth. We have to understand, and our focus this morning is the Nigerian youth. What do you have to tell them? How do they change the situation, the rhetorics, or whatever, to ensure that the Nigeria of our dream is what we get, not a nightmare?
All I will tell you, all the effort, the energy, and the financial strength that Nigerian youth are putting into Bet Nigeria should be readdressed back to voting and let them start firm on that day. Most of our youth now are Bet Nigeria, are Erujeje consumers, you understand now. They took a lot of all those, small, wines and drinks, you understand now. That is really condemning, threatening to their health. So let them redirect that energy and their resources to the political will that, look, they must make sure we change our country by electing leaders that are responsible, leaders that we keep to their word, to their promise, leaders that we actually represent us, leaders that we have sympathy for the followers, leaders that have serious good solidarity for their nation, leaders that are patriotic, leaders that we know that this is a nation that we have and we have any other nation than Nigeria. It is the right of the youth to identify leaders that are true. They have the real qualities to be leaders. Leaders that they will see into their eyes and tell them, look, we put you there and we want you to do what we ask you to do. And that is our mandate.
There's something I do right now and I want to keep doing it. Can you say that in Hausa or your dialect, please? I'm going to give Babatunde the choice to do that too, because we're rounding up, we don't have any time. You have 60 seconds, please, in your dialect, all that you've said now, in terms of solution directed to the people.
Duk matasa gaba ɗaya a Najeriya su haɗa ƙarfinsu su ga cewa sun samu wannan kati na jefa kuri'a su tsaya su yi kuri'a su jefa kuri'ansu in lokacin zaɓe ya zo su raka su rarraye su bi su tabbatar cewa kuri'an da suka jefa wanda suka zaɓa shi ne aka kira kuma su tabbatar za su zaɓi shugabanni nagari na ƙwarai masu jin tsoron Allah wanda za su tsaya musu tsakani da Allah masu gaskiya masu riƙon amana wanda za su fata cewa Najeriya ɗaya ce ba wata ƙasa sai namu Najeriya.
Thank you very much. Babatunde, over to you. Yoruba.
Well, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá mi mo kí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí mo fẹ́ fi bẹ̀yìn wípé kẹ́ ẹ dìde tààràtàrà àtẹ̀yìn àti àwọn ọmọ yín kẹ́ ẹ lọ sí ibi tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe ìdìbò kẹ́ ẹ lọ gba ẹyin tí wọ́n fi ń dìbò tó bá dẹ̀ di ọjọ́ ìbò náà kẹ́ ẹ jáde síta kẹ́ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ make sure wípé ẹ dìbò fún ẹni tó bá wù yín ẹ ṣé gan.
Ẹ ṣé gan. Then in my own I'm going to try. Àwọn ìṣẹ̀kiri ìdèdè mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ àágin ọ̀fọ̀ tó wà lẹ́wẹ́ ọ̀fọ̀ pàtàkì rẹ̀ mú bí ẹ àkàdẹ́dùn. I'm a fair vote. O ma ọjọ́ taka vote aka lẹ́fun gba register. I'm a register kúrò aka vote gbóníyé tá a máa gin ó wá ṣiṣẹ́ dédé tẹ̀ntẹ̀nẹ̀ fẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà wé. Ẹ̀ṣọ́ fọ kíkẹ́ ògin aka wu aka jà. Revolution ta gin wé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ revolution gin awájà again political revolution rẹ̀ and wọ ọmọatíẹ́ tó wí nọ́ní. Ọlọ́kẹrẹ obìnrin àkàlẹ̀ fún my register ọjọ́ máa tó that vote òní ta fẹ́. Woo, I tried. I want to thank my guests for coming on this show. I want to thank the callers who called in to be part of the conversation as we discussed this morning. Alarming hunger, revolution looms in Nigeria, according to Atiku. We've established here that the revolution we're talking about is not the physical revolution, it is a political revolution, a political shift, a mind shift. If you want something to change, you have to exert power. If it remains in one spot, like my little sister would say, there's a million ways to move forward, but just one way to stand in the same place. You want that change that you want, there are a million ways to go about it. Make a move. And it begins with your vote. So we will not come back day in, day out to discuss issues like this. I want to thank my guest, Dr. Suleiman Salihu, for being on the show. I appreciate you so much for taking time, just coming back yesterday. And of course, I called you and you're here to serve. I appreciate you. And of course, Ismaila Babatunde, I appreciate you also. Thanks for the work you're doing with the youth. And of course, thanks for being on the show today. And of course, our callers, I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone behind the cameras who made us